A night at the theater. It was their 1-year anniversary. They went to the theater. He met her at the theater. She was with her friends. He was with his friends. They watched the same movie. They met after the movie. He asked her out on a date. They became good friends. The theater was empty today. They walked to the counter. They looked up at the screen. The screen listed the movies playing. He wanted to watch an action movie. She wanted to watch a comedy. The two talked to each other. They were deciding what movie to watch. They chose to watch a comedy. They bought their tickets. They went to their seats. The movie started. They laughed throughout the movie. The movie was very funny. It lasted 1 hour and a half. It ended and the credits started rolling. They got up from their seats. They went home laughing. A family visit to the zoo. It was a family trip. They drove to the zoo. The zoo was far away. The children were excited. They had never seen wild animals before. They had only seen cats and dogs. They wanted to see bears and gorillas. The older sibling was not excited. He had been to the zoo before. He had been there too many times. It was now his 10th time. He did not want to go there anymore. Mom and Dad liked the zoo. It was a good learning experience. Grandpa was also going. He was sound asleep. They arrived at the zoo. They saw all the animals. They heard a bear roar. They touched the starfishes. They saw the gorillas. It was a long day. The family got tired. They sat and ate food. They went back to their car. They drove back home. Guitar Man. He played the guitar. He sang the blues. It was his hobby. He was talented. Everybody told him that. He practiced all day long. His practice paid off. He was the best guitar player in town. His friends were impressed. He always carried his guitar. He carried it behind his back. He took it to the park. He sat down on a bench. He began to play. People walked by. They noticed his music. He would get tips. It was fun for him. Performing in front of others is great. He sometimes felt nervous. The feeling of excitement was greater. People called him the Guitar Man. He was known all around. It was his nickname. He played his guitar at school. He played his guitar on the train. Playing the guitar was his passion. He played until his fingers hurt. He stopped for a minute. He would start to play again. Waiting for a friend in the cold. It was a cold day. The wind was blowing. He was in his car. He was waiting for his friend. His whole body was shivering. He turned on the car's heater. It started heating the car. Suddenly, it stopped. He turned it on again, but the heater turned off again. It had stopped working. He was really cold. He had a sweater on. But it was not enough. He forgot to wear his jacket. How could I warm myself? He thought to himself. He remembered he had something in his trunk. He opened the car door and stepped out. It was even colder outside his car. There was no one outside. He opened his car trunk. There was a jacket. The jacket was old and smelly. He did not care. It was so cold. He put on the jacket. He went back inside his car. His friend finally arrived. The interview. She put on her best shoes. She put on her nicest shirt. She got into her dress pants. She brushed and straightened her hair. She applied her makeup. She sprayed perfume on herself. She was ready for her job interview. She looked in the mirror one more time. She looked professional. She grabbed her purse and walked out the door. She entered her car and drove away. The interview was on the 6th floor of a building. She took the elevator. She entered the interview room. She was greeted by 4 people. They were dressed in suits. The interview began. They asked her hard questions. She answered the best she could. She was confident and friendly. They liked her, she got the job. She was overjoyed.